Hi everybody, welcome back to the SeeSaw and another week of meals. So we're starting Monday this week with just a very simple lasagna. This is just my basic lasagna recipe. So I made my own bolognese sauce with mince, passata, onion and seasonings. And then I have used a jar of the white sauce. I sometimes make my own with ricotta and egg and seasonings and parsley, but I used a jar of white sauce. And so I just layered it up with some dried lasagna sheets and baked the whole thing in the oven for about 40 minutes. So it's got some grated cheddar on the top along with a sprinkle of Parmesan, and then we're just having that with the cheesy garlic bread from Aldi. So simple lasagna supper to start off a new week. Hi everybody, so it's Tuesday evening and tonight we've got a simple stir-fry dinner. I say simple, I think, every night, but weekday evenings have to be simple around here. So this started life as a package of chicken thigh fillets, so boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I just put them in the casserole dish, sprinkled a little bit of oil over them, and I used sesame oil as I was going with an Asian meal. You can use olive oil. And just sprinkled a little bit over and put salt and pepper on them and roasted them in a 200 fan oven for about 25 minutes until they were cooked all the way through. While they were roasting, I mixed up a sauce which was 2 teaspoons of corn flour, the grated rind and juice of 2 lemons, mixed that all together until it was a nice smooth texture and the corn flour was all worked in. And then I added 2 tablespoons each of honey and soy sauce and 2 teaspoons of sesame seeds and just combined it all together into a sauce. When the chicken was cooked through, I poured sauce over. It's really liquidy at that point, and put it back in the oven for about 10 minutes, but every kind of 2 to 3 minutes I took it out and basted it. And you can see here that the sauce goes really sticky. So it's the honey and the lemon combining in there makes it a really sticky sauce. So it is a sticky lemon chicken, and so I put the sesame seeds in just for a little crunch, really, not really for any other flavouring value. But this is really liquidy, almost like a stock when you first pour it over the chicken, which is why you need to baste it every 2 to 3 minutes, and it takes about another 10 minutes for it all to come together into that kind of sticky consistency. And then I've just cooked up a pack of stir-fry vegetables, just the fresh mix from Aldi, the edamame bean one. Some straight to wok noodles, so that took all of 5 minutes to put together, and I've just put a little bit of soy sauce and some sweet chili sauce on that. Not a lot, just enough to kind of flavour it, because the flavours from the lemon chicken will take over. So that was it, probably half an hour, just a little bit over, start to finish. So really quick and easy weeknight meal. You could, I'm just thinking, you could do that with orange instead, using orange zest and juice. From a couple of large oranges, or perhaps even only one large orange, to get the same, and then use the honey for the sweetener and the stickiness, the soy sauce to obviously give you the Asian kind of inspiration in there, but the lemon and honey goes really nice together, I think. So that's our Tuesday night sticky lemon chicken with stir-fry vegetables and noodles. Hi everybody, so it is Wednesday night and we're using the simple word again. Tonight we've got a salmon supper. So this is one of the kind of sides of salmon that I get at Aldi. These are really nice. It's a really nice piece of salmon. It was just over £5, and certainly a lot more than you would get at other grocery stores for £5 for salmon. I cooked it as a whole piece. Sometimes I do slice it, but I cooked it as a whole piece tonight. I just popped it on an oiled piece of foil. I just sprinkled over a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder and cayenne pepper to give it some seasoning. And then I've just baked it in the oven at 180 fan for about 25 to 30 minutes. It's quite a thick piece in the thickest part, and Toney likes his salmon really well cooked through. So I've just let it cook, and the middle part is the one that's got the little kind of pink strip through the middle of it. So I'll have the middle piece. And then I've just cooked some new potatoes in the active fryer. So they're just nice and crispy, and they've been seasoned with a little bit of seasonal. And we've got some steamed vegetables as well. So that is our midweek salmon supper. Hi everybody, so it's Thursday evening and tonight we've got sausage casserole with mash and baked beans. So very, very busy day. It's very late. It is 10 o'clock. We're only just eating. So was my last day in the office today, so tomorrow we should have been going off for our family holiday down at Butlins. We cancelled that quite a long time ago, because we go all-inclusive to, well, not all-inclusive, but we do the dining package and everything when we go to Butlins, and so we just felt like that probably wasn't going to happen. And then, you know, once we got kind of an idea that the entertainment wouldn't be the same and that the swimming pools wouldn't be the same, it was like, really, why are we paying that kind of money to go and just stay in somebody else's house, essentially, or somebody else's flat? So we decided to cancel. But yeah, we would have been having a very early start tomorrow to head down to Somerset. So instead, we've all got a week off, and we are just going to have probably some days out. We'll see how the weather is and decide what we're doing as we go, sort of thing. So today was my last day in the office. I'm working from home tomorrow just to tie off the ends of a few things that I just need to just get my head around to make sure I've left them with the right person and the right state, and that my team have everything they need before I head off. Tony's off from tomorrow. Caleb is at home tomorrow. And then Caleb had a football match tonight as well. So I was at work until after 7. Football match was 6:30 to 7:30. So the boys then got, after football, picked up some fast food for Caleb. So he's had a McDonald's for tea tonight. So when I got in, I then got around to making the sausage. So it's just a simple pack of sausages, Cumberland sausages, cooked up with some onions, peppers, mushrooms, and then a package of the Aldi sausage casserole mix. I just popped in the oven for about 40 minutes. And then mashed potatoes with some cheese stirred through, so cheesy mash, and some baked beans. So that is our Thursday night supper. Quite looking forward to it. It's 11 days until I have to go back into the office, so I am really quite looking forward to that, as I had a couple of days off for my birthday, but other than that, I haven't had any days off since Christmas. So although I was working at home, it's not the same as, you know, it's like being in lockdown or whatever. I was in the house, but I was genuinely working normal time frame every single day, and then we just went out for a walk as a family in the evening. So yeah, it's been a long time coming, this kind of a string of days off in a row, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But first of all, I'm going to eat my sausage supper. Hi everybody, so it's Friday evening, and tonight we've gone with the kind of Hawaiian version of Asian food for our Friday night takeaway. This is something that's called huli huli chicken. It's Huli. If you search online, you'll find several different recipes for it. The one I use has it's a bit like teriyaki sauce, so it's the Hawaiian version of teriyaki, and so you've got a mixture of ketchup, brown sugar, and soy sauce forms the base, and then you add a little bit of cider vinegar. I added some water just to thin it down a little bit, and then garlic and ginger, minced both. I kept some of that back. I marinated the chicken. I've used a combination of diced chicken, and there are some chicken thigh fillets in there as well. I marinated it all day in probably about a cup of that mixture, and then I put it into a skillet, just seared it on each side for 2 to 3 minutes each side, just to get some colour going on the chicken. Then I popped it into a 180 Celsius oven for about half an hour. And then when that was done, I poured over the rest of the sauce. So I didn't marinate, obviously it's raw chicken, so I didn't marinate it. I kept it separate. Poured that over and cranked up the temperature on the oven to 200, and then just let it cook for about another 5 to 10 minutes, just until it got nicely caramelized and the sauce went nice and sticky. So it's a teriyaki style sauce, and we've got that with some basmati rice with a little bit of the sauce poured over and some steamed vegetables. So that is our Friday night takeaway huli huli chicken. Hi everybody, so for our Saturday night, not on holiday tea, we've got steak dinner. So I've got the beef medallion steaks. I didn't go all out with fancy steak, because I find these perfectly acceptable. If you don't cook them very long, as long as you don't like your steak really well done, I have my medium to rare. They are really juicy and quite tasty, and they're beef medallion steaks from Aldi, and they're, I think, about £3 for a pack of 2. And they are perfect. You know, if I'm just buying a steak for me, if I was doing a really nice fancy dinner, I would get a rump steak or even a strip steak, like a New York strip. But for for this, for an everyday family dinner, these are perfect. And I've got some sauteed mushrooms, some green peas, some tomato. I don't like cooked tomato with a steak dinner or a breakfast or anything like that, but I will sometimes have raw tomato on the side. And then we've got some onion rings there, and we've got some kind of skin-on chips that we've cooked up in the active fryer with some steak seasoning on them. So that is our Saturday night supper. Now this is Caleb's. He's got, so Tony doesn't eat beef, as you know, so he's got the Memphis barbecue pork steaks from Aldi, and there were 4 in the pack, so I've given Caleb part of one of those and half of the other beef steak, which I did just cook a little bit longer for him. And then he's got some of the chips and peas. So that is our Saturday night steak dinner. Hi everybody, so we're ending the week on Sunday with a quite traditional savoury mince with cheesy mashed potatoes and steamed vegetables. So this is just a basic mince, carrot, onion, peas, Worcestershire sauce, beef stock, some tomato puree and some herbs and seasoning. That's the same mix I would use if I was making a shepherd's pie, but instead of just putting it all together and popping it in the oven at the end, I make cheesy mash to go with this so that you've got all the same flavours but without having to put it together to make the cottage pie or shepherd's pie. And then we've got our usual mix of steamed vegetables, which seems to be mostly cauliflower today. That's Caleb's, that's mine. And then we've done our first little bake of our holiday. So I've made an orange layered cake. This isn't chocolate cake, I made it with some brown sugar and golden caster sugars combination. So it was a 225 grams of baking spread and self-rising flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, 4 eggs, 100 grams each of golden caster sugar and light brown sugar, and the zest of 2 oranges. So I just made a basic sponge up all in one method with that. Baked it into 2 tins, and then I made an orange syrup like you would do a lemon syrup for a lemon drizzle cake. So 25 grams of caster sugar with the juice of 2 large oranges. Just melted that together in a saucepan and brought it up to a boil, let it bubble away to just reduce down a bit, and then let it cool. Brushed that over the 2 sponges, and then I've used a basic buttercream to sandwich it and to put on the top. And that's just got some little bits of chocolate orange segments that I had left over in the cupboard. I've just used that on the top as it is an orange cake. So orange layer cake. If we were on holiday, as we should have been this weekend, we'd have been having dessert. So I decided I'm doing baking this week. So that's our first thing. I'm also going to make a cheesecake later in the week. But for now, we're off to enjoy our savoury mince dinner. Thank you for joining us for this week of meals, and we look forward to seeing you back here on the SeeSaw soon.